I'm Brian Van from SportBikeTrackGear.com, and today we are going to do an overview on a piece of what is currently unobtainium. This is the AGV Pista GP carbon fiber helmet. This is a replica of a helmet that has been worn by Valentino Rossi during one of the tests. I think it was the winter test. This is a brand new clean slate helmet design from AGV. All new shell technology, new shield, mechanism, vents, the whole deal, brand new from the ground up. This helmet is currently slated for production in Europe. It is not yet slated for production here in the US. The reason behind that is they need the distributor to step up and place an order large enough that justifies sending this off for DOT certification. Because as you know, if it's going to come into the States, it has to have the DOT sticker to make it legal beagle. We're hoping it does because this is a pretty cool lid. Price points on this, okay? Somewhere between $1,200 and $1,500. That's a lot of money for a helmet, no doubt. Let's compare it to the Arai carbon fiber limited edition, which a few of those have been sold. Those are $4,000, okay? And that is a carbon fiber version of a currently existing helmet. This is a brand new clean slate design. Weight on this, 2.85 pounds. It's marked as a medium on our digital scale. Remember, this is a prototype piece here. This is not a completely finished version. It's a prototype version, right? It's got some things on it that we're not going to see on the final version, okay? You know, some of these descriptive tags here, you know, those are just to help, you know, sell the technologies of the helmet. There are a lot of new technologies, all kinds of cool buzzwords I can throw at you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what I've seen and what I noticed and give you an idea of what I think overall. The carbon fiber shell looks badass, it's lightweight. The aerodynamic design of this helmet is something they've really focused on. Those GP bikes, that's a whole new level. You know, what's happening on that racetrack. I had an opportunity earlier in the year, in the summertime here, towards the end of summer, to take a two-up MotoGP ride. And I've done riding, racing, and on the track, quite a bit of it. Wasn't sure how I felt about jumping on a bike with another dude, but I did it. And what I came away with from that experience was that is a whole different level. I mean, the machines, the safety equipment, the riders, they're performing at a level that I didn't understand it until I had a chance to kind of sample, and that was just a sample. So all this technology, this aerodynamics, that can make a huge difference in the GP, and it's cool that they're always pushing that envelope to help make the rider's job safer and easier. Performs aerodynamically better than, say, the GP Tech. Airflow on this helmet, plus 193%. I would imagine they're comparing that to the GP Tech. Something that's very unique with this helmet is, if you look here, the vents. There's not an on-off switch for the vents up here on the top of the helmet. These are rubber plugs that are removable, and they do seal up quite well when they're in there, but they are removable. So the ventilation on the top of the helmet, it's either on or off. I think that makes a lot of sense for, you know, kind of a high-end track-only helmet. You could ride with this on the street for sure, and a lot of people who bought it would probably be afraid to take it on the racetrack because it's so spendy. I think that's really cool. I'd like to see that make its way into more helmets, because I think at the end of the day, you're going to end up with a higher performance ventilation system because you don't have to deal with that switch. You don't have to engineer that in there, so that's pretty cool. The one here in the chin, that is on or off, and they do that the way AGV has on many helmets, with a hidden switch here in the chin bar, which is pretty cool. Look at the aggressive shape of this shell. Obviously, painstaking design spent working on this, testing it, wind tunnel testing, rider testing. It resulted in what they claim is 44% lift, 44% less lift than its predecessor, which is pretty cool. Another big hot button is going to be field of vision. They've been able to make it taller and wider. It's a larger field of vision than its predecessor as well. Shield lock. This is really pretty cool. This shield is either going to be up or down. There are no detents anywhere in the middle. It's a race lid, so you don't really need to ride around with it half cracked. You're either going to have it up when you're in the pits or down locked on the racetrack. They have provided one level on this particular one of crack, and that's like the first detent on that lock. Gives a little crack here at the bottom, all the way open. To remove the shield, we're going to push down on this tab here, and it releases it. The mechanism, both on the shield and on the helmet, are made primarily from metal. The shield is thicker than I'm used to seeing from AGV. This actually adds weight to this helmet without a doubt. The goal here was to have a stronger shield retention system, okay? And by using metal to accomplish that, I believe that they have hit the mark as far as that goes. Look here at that large field of vision, that's pretty sweet. Inside the helmet, different interior concept. It's a little more minimalistic. We've got like a little airprene or neoprene neck roll here to help seal it up. The pads on this helmet are a little thinner than we're used to seeing with the road-going helmets, okay? That helps to make the helmet externally smaller, because essentially you go from shell to EPS to pads, and by making the pad thinner, you're able to cheat in the outer shell quite a bit. It's a great way to build a race helmet. Swami did that for a long time, right? Real thin comfort pads. So you really dial the fit of the helmet in, right? More with the EPS shape and size. This helmet is also going to be available. We believe this one is going to happen in a tri-composite, right? Shell, painted graphics. It's going to be very similar in many ways. The price point will be more what we're used to seeing from high-end helmets, probably comparable to the GP Tech, some of the high-end Arise, somewhere in that neighborhood. We don't have the final figures on that yet. So even if this one doesn't make it, or if you really like what you're seeing here, the technologies and the differences they've added to this, there is going to be another one, down the road, hopefully in the springtime as well, that you'll be able to snatch up and get a lot of these features and benefits, just not with the high-falutin carbon shell and the vent plugs, because we understand the road version, or the standard version, is going to have vents that switch on or off. So that is going to be good for a lot of street people, because you want to be able to tune the vent a little bit. For racetrack, I think on or off is cool. It looks cool. It's a pretty trick. I always like looking at the unobtainium. We've done the GP suits and all kinds of cool stuff, giving you guys an inside-out look at that. And this is a nice opportunity. We thank AGV for sending us the helmet to have a look at it. Fingers crossed that it actually makes it to the U.S. market, because even though it'll be a limited run, I think there's a lot of folks out there that would be really amped to have a helmet of this level. I'm Brian Van from SportBikeTracker.com. This is the all-new prototype AGV Pista GP carbon fiber helmet.